we got off that call last night for first half of this story, and I went to the couch and I fell into deep, dreamless sleep for 10 straight hours.
Holy shit. That's the power of Dr. Satan. He must have hypnotized you. Or that, or just the sheer amount of work you'd done before that. But, were your whereabouts accounted for those 10 hours, or were you puppeteered somewhere else to do his bidding?
Not sure. I might be Madam Sin.
Okay. That would explain a few things. Welcome to Madam Sin Analysis. Yes, this is now the show where we all agree Madam Sin, best character, 10 out of 10. Clearly, we all agree.
For all we know, she's disappeared from the story. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, that's true. I'm still not sure what's going on, and I'm very excited to find out what's going on, even if it is ultimately disappointed, because I do want to know. I want to know so bad.
Same.
We're actually, as you probably picked up a little bit ago, we are literally coming back the day after we recorded the first part to read the second part of The Mask of Death, because we are motivated, and also we want to make sure we get this done. So it's weird not to kind of, we ramble for a little bit, but I don't know. I think I'm just kind of ready to go.
No, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. I think this is unprecedented.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be the same for our listeners, but hey guys, literally 24 hours ago, we read the first part of this. We recorded the first part of this, but we as sad as we are to say goodbye to Dr. Satan, we have to tear off the Band-Aid now and see this through to the end.
We have inertia, and it must be continued.
Mm-hmm. Energy cannot be created or destroyed; it can only change. And so we're looking for this next sea change of Dr. Satan. And for us, the train's already out of the station. Just better to keep the momentum going. So we're on chapter 4 of 5, but looks like these next 2 are going to be pretty long. Brief recap, if anything. People are getting frozen. Madam Sin is there. There's a place called Blue Bay that's basically built by rich people money. Ascott Keane is there. He's callous as always, but people are calling him out in his shit, finally. Or at least saying he ain't nothing. And someone's heart fractured like 9,000 times, and he died. His name was Wilson.
Also, there's a guy named Weems.
And Chichester.
Yes, and Chichester. I think the thing we love about this story the most so far is like Ascott Keane kind of getting called on his bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Mercilessly so. And not even by the people who hired him or the people adjacent to that, but just random staff are just like, Keane? I don't know, fuck that guy.
Without a doubt.
It's great.
So good.
All right. Normal reading order as always. I will start.
Yeah.
Chapter 4, The Shell. The house was serene and beautiful on the bay shore. The sun beat back from its white walls and glanced in at the windows of the rear terrace. It shone on a grotesque figure there, a man with the torso of a giant, but with no... Bostiff?
Wait.
Bostiff?
Hold on.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a Bostiff.
I guess he survived the weird anal egg.
I guess he did.
Cool. Thanks, Paul.
Or Paul just forgot again. You know what? Okay, wait. No, hold on. Every one of Dr. Satan's henchmen has at least one guy. So they die once, they come back. If they die again, it's a game over. There it is.
I guess. A man with the torso of a giant but with no legs, a figure that hitched itself along the backs of calloused hands using muscular arms as a mean of locomotion. But this figure was not as bizarre as the one to be found within the house, behind shades drawn to keep out any prying eyes. Here in a dim room identifiable as a library... Here in a library is another way you can say that, Paul. A tall man stood beside a flat-topped desk, but all that could be told of the figure was that it was male, for it was cloaked from heels to head in a red mantle. The hands were covered by red rubber gloves, the face was concealed by a red mask, and over the head was drawn a red skull cap with 2 small projections in mocking imitation of Lucifer's horns. Dr. Satan.
I just wanted to say, now that I've had a second to think about it, for the purposes of this finale, I'm actually over the fucking moon.
In her red-gloved hands was a woman's gold-linked purse. Dr. Satan opened it. From the purse, he drew a thing that defied analysis and almost defied description. It was of metal. It seemed to be a model in gleaming steel of a problem in solid geometry. It was an angular small cage, an inch wide by perhaps 3.5 inches square. That is, at first it seemed square. But a closer look revealed that no two corresponding sides of the little cage were quite parallel. Each angle, each line, was subtly different. Dr. Satan pointed it at the library wall. The end he pointed was a trifle wider than the end healed in the palm of his hand. On this wider end, was one bar that was fastened only at one end. The red-covered fingers moved the bar paramentally, slowly, so that it formed a slightly altered angle with the sides. The library wall was mist, then nothingness. The street outside was not a street. A barren plain stood there, strewn with rocky shale, like a landscape on the moon. The little bar was moved back, and the library wall was once more in place. A chuckle came from the red-masked lips, a sound that would have made a hearer shiver a little. Then it changed to a snarl. Perfect! But again, Ascott Keane interferes. This time I've got to succeed in removing him. An exploded heart. He put the mysterious small cage back in the gold-linked purse and opened the desk drawer. From it he took a business letterhead. It was a carbon copy with figures on it. Bostiff! On the rear terrace, the legless giant stirred at the call. He moved on huge arms to the door and into the library. In his tower suite... You know what? I'm going to pass here, actually, because this is kind of a scene break.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm dead set on making the argument for this, so hear me out.
Okay.
I'm ready.
We argued that Girth's dying and coming back broke the continuity.
Uh-huh.
But the fact that Bostiff has done it and come back now establishes it as a continuity.
I mean, at this point, we're just on Aqua Teen continuity. Like, it doesn't matter. People die at the end of every fucking episode, and it doesn't matter.
It is now canon that Dr. Satan's henchman can die once and come back.
And since we know this is the end, we actually have a definite number of times they can die, which is
so once. Wait. If Bostiff dies in this one, it'll be poetic too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Is Bostiff going to die?
Yeah.
I'm
glad it's at least consistent with that. But could you imagine if we'd started this and then Girth shows up?
If Girth shows up, I am walking outside of my fucking room.
If Girth shows
I'm
up,
done.
If Girth shows up, this episode gets different. I go and I make myself a fucking cocktail, and
yeah, I go get a shot of gin or vodka, and I shoot it immediately.
If Girth shows up, I will make some grog and chug it all in one sitting.
Okay. Well, the stakes are high, Story.
Well, I will say though, it looks like Dr. Satan just used a magic cage to open a portal.
Is he opening a portal, or is he altering the substance of reality in front of him? Because the way I read that was like there was a street there and now there wasn't. It's kind of confusing.
The street outside was not a street. A barren plain stood there, strewn with rocky shale like the land. I feel like it's almost like he's glancing into another universe. But it could also be that he's just, I don't know. Well,
We really don't know. This has been a very, very cagey, enigmatic kind of like device, and I love that. I love that we really don't understand it.
Yeah, this time it's actually, we're this far in and we don't have any idea what's going on, and I am intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
If. Oh, shit, you're here. And, like, it's not hard to justify, as we've mentioned many, many times by now, they can just go to the afterlife.
Yeah. He could just be bringing them back through necromancy, but at least say that.
But both times Girth died, Dr. Satan vowed to avenge Girth.
And he never has.
Nope. And he didn't have time to say anything to Bostiff because he was too busy trying to keep the Blue Death from killing him, too.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he was the one who said, Bostiff, get over here! Yeah. Oh, ha-ha! Eat that, Keane!
Save me!
In his tower suite, Keane paced back and forth with his hands clasped behind him. Beatrice Dale watched him with quiet Oh, Beatrice, you're back in the story.
Hi, Beatrice. I thought you got shunted off to another room.
Beatrice Dale watched him with quiet, intelligent eyes. He was talking not to her, but to himself. Of course not to her.
Just Ascott being Ascott.
Listing aloud the points uncovered since his arrival here. A few seconds after talking with Madame Sin, Weems was stricken.
Yes, I agree with this sentence as written.
Weems was stricken is just a funny 3 words. Anyway. Oh, man. I got struck right in my weem. Also, the lady with the odd name was seen coming from the roulette room at about the time when a party entered and found the croupier. Crap. Never going to say that name, that word right.
Fuck that word.
The croupier and 8 guests turned from people into statues, but she was nowhere around when Wilson died in the conference room. He frowned. Beatrice, where's my coffee? The watches were taken from all the sufferers from this strange paralysis, save Weems. By whom? Madame Sin? Weems's watch is absolutely in good order, but it won't run. The ball and the roulette wheels stay on a slant instead of rolling down into a slot as it should when the wheel is motionless. Are we introducing time stop powers?
I didn't want to go there, but kinda, yeah.
But the wheel doesn't seem to be quite motionless. It apparently moved a fraction of an inch in the 45 minutes or so that I was in my room.
That was a long time.
Maybe that's why this story ends. It's fucking Paul realizes he's written himself into a complete corner with like the afterlife and time travel and
magnets.
Where do I go from here? I ramped things up way too quickly.
You're sure you didn't touch it and see it moving? Said Beatrice. Those wheels are delicately balanced. Not that delicately!
What do you know, Beatrice?
Okay, Ascott, geez.
Shut up!
I barely brushed it with my fingers. I examined the ivory ball. No, I didn't move it, but I'm sure it did move. There was a tap at the door. He went to it. Guest was in the corridor. Here's the master key, he said, extending a key to Keane. I got it from the manager. But you're sure it is necessary to enter Madame Sin's rooms? Very, said Keane. She's got titties like Blau.
Have you seen her?
She is in now. She is in now, said the president. Could you, just to avoid possible scandal inasmuch as you don't intend to knock before entering? He glanced at Beatrice. Keane smiled. I'll have Miss Dale go in first. Sure, fuck it. She can get frozen and have her heart exploded or whatever.
Right.
She didn't make me my coffee all this time.
If Madame Sin is undressed or entertaining, Miss Dale can apologize and retreat. Why is everyone gross in this story?
Wow. We have to go knock on a woman's door. She might be a whore or possibly naked. I don't know. What are women like?
At the same time.
Jesus Christ.
You might be naked or a whore or on her period or some shit. Go. Beatrice, go check that shit out or whatever. But I am sure Madame Sin will be unaware of intrusion. In spite of the conviction of your key clerk that she is in, I am quite sure that, at least figuratively, she is out.
What?
Keane, what the fuck are you... What the fuck are you talking about?
She's metaphorically out, you see. I'm a detective.
The world's most... No, never mind. That doesn't even apply.
I've already ruled out one suspect from this murder case, and that's Dave Murder. It's just too obvious, right?
He and I were playing backgammon on the day in question.
Figuratively out? I guess? I don't understand.
What the fuck did you just say?
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
How much did we pay you?
So, you've eliminated her as a suspect, but you do want to bother her.
I just really, really want to know.
You will later,
I'm curious.
unless this is my fated time to lose in the fight I have made against the devil who calls himself Dr. Satan. I like the coded version of that is, you will later, unless I'm completely fucking wrong.
Either I'm right or I'm really dead. Your move, Kroner. Or guess.
Listen, I'm right. Or, when people say dead wrong and they're like, ha ha ha, that's really funny. No, so I'm straight up going to be like a corpse. So, like, get a body bag ready. Get the coroner on hand just in case.
Fucking episode of the Boondocks. You will never stop me, 50 Cent, Air Marshal 50 Cent, or you will die trying, but I will stop you, or die trying.
Are Chichester and Kroner in the hotel? Guest shook his head. Kroner is in the Turkish bath 2 blocks down the street.
Hell yes! Kroner fucking checked out!
Well, the guy with the weird name got discovered. I'm going to a fucking Turkish bath. Bye.
He's surrounded by a bunch of buff men in the Turkish bath. Hell yes.
I think the next sentence is even funnier. Chichester went home 10 minutes ago.
Chichester seriously just went, you go that way, I'll go home.
Chichester fucking checked out.
This is the great.
What kind of murder investigation is this? All right. I've not eliminated anyone as a suspect. Where are Kroner and Chichester? Oh, they're gone. What?
Can you get them back? No.
No, they're gone, and so is the weirdly specific amount of money that Dr. Satan asked for.
Madam Sin will be unaware of intrusion, Keane repeated enigmatically and with seeming irrelevance. What? Keane!
Oh.
What's happening?
Keane wants to do a panty raid. That's clearly what's going on.
He turned to Beatrice, and the two went to the woman's rooms. All right, tag.
Okay. Wow. Keane softly closed Madam Sin's hall door behind him after Beatrice had entered first, and reported that the woman was alone and in what seemed a deep sleep. At first, with a stifled scream, she had called out that Madam Sin was dead. Then she had pronounced it sleep. Okay. Oh, so yeah. Isn't it nice of Keane to just send Beatrice in as live bait? Like, yeah. Keane went at once to the central figure in the living room, the body of Madam Sin, on a chase lounge near the window. The woman was in blue negligee, and her shapely legs bare, on her arms and throat pale ivory against the blue silk. Her eyes were not...
Hell yeah.
Her eyes were not quite closed. Her breast rose and fell, very slow, almost like the breathing of a chloroformed person. In fact, there was a chloroform-soaked rag nearby. Who could have done this? Said Ascott,
holding the chloroform rag.
She remember when I said she had figuratively checked out? Keane touched her bare shoulder. She did not stir. There was no alteration of the deep, slow breathing. He lifted one of her eyelids. The eye beneath stared blindly at him. The lid went nearly closed again at the sensation of his touch. Trance, Keane said, and the most profound one I have ever seen. It's that I've seen this a lot. It's about what I had expected.
Shut up.
I've seen her somewhere before, said Beatrice suddenly. Keane nodded. You have. She's a movie extra, working now and then for the Long Island Picture Company. But I'm not much interested in this beautiful shell. For that's all she is.
You have. She's a movie extra. The world's most famous movie extra. That's why you recognize her.
There's a podcast I listen to called The Monsters Are Due. It's a recap of the Twilight Zone, like a episode recap, and also kind of a tier listing of the Twilight Zone episodes. Shout out to The Monsters Are Due. But they have a thing they do in the show that they call the Bud McCord Memorial Award, and they give a shout out to who they think the best extra in each episode is. I'm guessing this woman is the much deserving recipient many times over of the Bud McCord Memorial Award in this universe.
Who can forget all of her famous roles like woman answering telephone, woman in background, lady on beach,
woman shopping,
woman B shopping. But I'm not much interested in this beautiful shell, for that's all she is at the moment. A shell, now emptied and unhuman.
No,
We'll look
she's
around.
a person. She's a person, Keane.
like
Keane.
every other woman.
He looks at Beatrice. You heard what I said. It keeps going.
Just a worthless shell. Not important unless they have a man to boss them around.
Or possibly coffee on hand.
Isn't that right, Beatrice? You've left. You've left already. Okay.
Okay. Talking to myself once again. Hello, Keane.
Beatrice goes to Ascott's room. Beatrice finds the gun he just bought.
I'm going to kill him. I swear to God, I'm going to kill him tonight.
If he says one more goddamn. So, sorry, I lost my place. We'll look around. You give me your impressions as they come to you, and we'll see if they match mine. We'll see, Beatrice. They went to the bedroom of the apartment. Bedroom was like living room in that it was impersonal, a standard chamber in a large hotel. But this seemed almost incredibly impersonal. There was not one picture, not one feminine touch. In the bath, there was scarcely any toilet articles. In the closet, there was only an overnight bag and a suitcase by way of luggage, with neither of them entirely emptied of their contents. One impression I get is that these rooms have not even been lived in for 24 hours, said Beatrice. Keane nodded. If Madame Sin retreated here only to fall into that deep trance and did not wake again until it was time for her to venture out, the rooms would have just this look. And I think that is exactly what she has done. Beatrice looked deftly through Madame Sin's meager wardrobe. Keane searched dresser and table and bureau drawers. He wasn't looking for anything definite, just something that might prove the final straw to point him definitely toward the incredible goal he was more and more convinced was near.
He wasn't looking for anything definite, except a thing that would point him in the definite correct...
Keane. Keane steps out of the room, panties on his head. I didn't find anything.
It's a bust, Beatrice. Let's go back.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean, Beatrice? No, this is my disguise. Dr. Satan will fall for it, I'm sure. Shut up.
Investigating.
Don't look at me.
He found it on the top of the woman's suitcase, or in the top of the woman's suitcase. His fingers were tense as he unfolded a business letterhead. It was a carbon copy filled with figures, and a glance told him what it was. It was a duplicate of the financial statement of the Blue Bay Development Company. The statement, which was held highly confidential, and which no one was supposed to have seen save the 3 Blue Bay officials and a bank officer or 2. Keane strode to Madame Sin's phone to get Guest on the wire. Guest, can you tell me if Kroner and Chichester are still in the hotel? Guest's voice came back promptly. We're still out of the hotel. Kroner is here with me now. I guess Chichester is still at home in the Ocean Boulevard. At any rate, he isn't in the hotel. Ascott? Beatrice said tensely. Keane hung up and turned to her. The woman, Madame Sin, Beatrice said, pointing toward the still, lovely form in the Chase Lounge. I thought I saw her open her eyes open a little. Thought I saw her look at you. Keane's own eyes went down a bit to veil the sudden glitter in them from Beatrice. Probably you were mistaken, he said easily. Probably you only thought you saw her eyelids move. I'm going to wind this up now, I think. You go back to your suite and watch the time. If I'm not back in 2 hours, go with the police to the home of Chichester, the treasurer of this unlucky resort development. And go fast, he added, in a tone that slowly drained the blood from Beatrice's anxious face. Oh God, he actually wants the police involved? This is getting serious. And I'm going to
Probably
5.
you were mistaken. You were probably wrong because you're a woman. And women are wrong. Oh
women
my!
are just shells, remember?
You can't trust your feminine eyes.
Interesting. You seem to have poured my coffee into my lap.
It's very hot, Beatrice.
It's burning. It's burning me.
Ow. Pain. Chapter 5, Death's Lovely Mask. Chichester's home sat on a square of lawn between the new boulevard and the bay shore like a white jewel in the sun. It looked prosperous, prosaic, serene. But to Keane's eyes, at least, it seemed covered with a psychic pall that had come to be associated in his mind with the dreaded Dr. Satan. This isn't a house. This is Dr. Satan's house.
He goes in, and Dr. Satan is just like in the kitchen, making with like an apron.
Yeah.
making, I don't know, like Bananas Foster or something. He's just like, oh, hello, Keane. I've been expecting you. Dinner will be on soon.
He walked toward the blandly peaceful-looking new home with the feeling of one who walks toward a tomb. A feeling that might be well-founded, he shrugged grimly as he reached the porch.
He could feel he's probably fucking dead.
Did you just say that out loud to yourself?
100%. He could feel the short hair at the base of his skull stir a little as he reached the door of this place he believed to be the latest lair of the man who was amused to call himself Dr. Satan, and it stirred still more as he tried the knob. The door was unlocked. He looked at it for several minutes. Just sat there.
What's this?
I do just want to, for a sec, go back to the man who was amused to call himself Dr. Satan. I'm Dr. Satan.
That's what Dr. Satan early in Dr. Satan's career, before he was still getting used to it, he used to go out and laugh at banks and then run away.
That's one of my favorite fucking lines, is that the man who laughs at banks, and it's just the most beautiful mental image.
Ha ha! I'm Dr. Satan. Fuck
you. A lock wouldn't have mattered to Keane, and Satan knew that as well as Keane himself. Nevertheless, to leave the door invitingly open like this was almost too obliging. He opened the door and stepped in, bracing himself for instant attack. But no attack of any kind was forthcoming. The front hall in which he found himself was deserted. Indeed, the whole house that had that curiously breathless feeling encountered in homes for the moment untenanted. Down the hall was an open double doorway. Keane stared that way. He himself could not have told how he knew. But no, he did. That beyond that doorway lay what he had come to find. He walked toward it. Behind him, the street door opened again, very slowly and cautiously. An eye was put close to the resultant crack. The eye was dark, exotically lovely. It was fastened on Keane's back. Keane stared in.
Ow!
Ow! Keane stared in through the doorway. He was gazing into a library dimmed by drawn shades. He entered. God, this scan is bad. He entered it with every nerve end in his body silently shrieking of danger. The street door softly closed after admitting a figure that moved on soundless feet. A woman with a face like a pale flower on an exquisite throat. Madame Sin. Hot. Her face was as serenely lovely as ever. Not by a line had it changed, and yet, subtly, it had become a mask of beautiful death. Her eyes were death's dark fires as she moved without a sound down the hall toward the library. In her tapering hand was the gold link bag. And I will pass.
I'm starting to think that Madame Sin is just Dr. Satan in really good drag.
I want it to be true so badly.
Okay. In the library, Keane stood with beating heart over two stark, still bodies that lay on the thick carpet near a flat-topped desk. One was wizened, lank, a little undersized, with dry-looking skin. It was the body of Chichester.
Aww.
It forced it seemed a corpse, but then Keane saw the chest move with a slow to deep breath. Gonna milk that joke as long as I have it.
Well, that's fair.
As the breast of the woman back at the hotel had moved.
He had stared at those breasts a really, really long time.
Keane stared at the breast for several minutes.
But it was not this figure that made Keane's heart thud and his hands clench. It was the other. This was a taller figure, lying on its back with hands folded. The hands were Is Dr. Satan putting his brain in other people's bodies?
Oh.
Dude, that would be so fucking cool.
Oh, shit.
So
Unless it's...
If we're going along with what I just theorized, he's in Madame Sin right now, about to attack Ascott.
Hell yeah.
Is so fucking unhinged and awesome.
The face was concealed by a red mask. The body was draped by a red cloak. From their head sprang two little knobs or projections like Lucifer's horn. Dr. Satan himself. It's my chance, whispered Keane, unzipping his pants.
Someone read my dream journal.
It's my chance, whispered Keane. Satan, sending his soul and my... That's what's happening!
Oh my god.
Yes!
My god.
Sending his soul and mind and spirit from his own shell into that of others. Madame Sin, Chichester. Now his
Wait,
body lies.
Has Chichester been mad at? Wait, so
At some point, when
Yeah.
Keane was talking to Chichester, he was talking to Dr. Satan.
oh, that's good.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Uh,
that's why
Fuck.
he knows the numbers. Hell yeah.
Dude,
fuck, this story rules.
dude.
Now his body lies here empty. If I killed that, exotically beautiful dark eyes with death in their loveliness watched him from the library doorway as he bent over the red robed figure. Hey, whoa.
Whoa. I know it's probably still warm, Kane, but hold off.
Sardonic death and lovely eyes. No wonder guests that thought that Wilson was killed in the conference room just before he could tell of the roulette wheel. As if Dr. Satan had been there himself. Satan was there, and he was on the roof garden earlier and in the roulette room. A trance for the woman, the crowding of Satan's black spirit into her body, and she becomes Madam Sin, with Satan peering from her eyes and moving in her mantle of flesh. A trance for the unfortunate Chichester, and Satan talks with Guest and Kroner as the Blue Bay treasurer and can strike down Wilson when he comes to report. Chichester and Madam Sin. Both. Oh, and Chichester's the treasurer. That's how Dr. Satan had all that financial information.
Yeah.
This very specific amount of money.
Yeah!
This is a good. Why is this one so good?
It's the last one.
Oh,
Maybe that's why.
ooh.
And can strike down Wilson when he comes to report. Chichester and Madam Sin, both Dr. Satan, becoming lifeless, trance-held shells when Satan's soul had left them. But here was Satan's physical shell, lying in a coma at his feet to be killed at a stroke. His deadly enemy, the enemy of all mankind, delivered helpless to him.
You know, Keane could really easily, right here, take the mask off and find out who Dr. Satan really is.
He could.
But if I do kill the body, Keane whispered, will I kill the spirit too, or banish it from the material world so that humanity won't again be troubled? Keane, I'm going to teach you a little thing right now. You can, if you don't say stuff, you can just say it like out loud. You could just say it in your head.
There's this thing called internal dialogue.
Beatrice, write this down. Oh, why she's not here.
If I kill this red-robed body, will it draw the spirit out of mortal affairs with it? Or would it simply deprive it of its original housing so that I'd have to seek Satan's soul in body after body, as I have till now sought him in the flesh in layer after layer? That would be horrible.
Inconvenient.
Right. Inconceivable.
I'm tagging.
He drove away the grim thought. It was probable that with the death of his body, Dr. Satan in entirety would die, or at least pass out of mortal knowledge through the gateway called death. And the mechanics of forcing him through the gateway was to kill the body. Behind him, Madam Sin...
Wait, is that a callback to Death's Gateway?
Is it? Fuck!
I can't tell. I can't tell with Paul.
I can't tell either.
Because this is like on par, almost on par with Death's Gateway of like supernatural shit.
Yeah. We have no idea how Dr. Satan's able to do this, but he's doing it. And
this is a rare installment in which there is no, at least not yet, like overt exposition of how this shit's done. Dr. Satan is literally just hopping bodies.
He's learned a new trick. Maybe you know?
And for once, Keane is like, I don't know how the fuck he's doing this. I have nothing to counter this with.
You know what? What if this was something he learned in the afterlife? Like he learned it from a deceased person in the afterlife. That could be a bit of continuity that we would include. You know what I mean? That would be sick.
I don't know.
Okay. If we took the previous story and like put it back a story and had this be the story right after Death's Gateway.
Yeah.
Like fucking... And had Bostiff not die in the last story.
Yeah. Or Bostiff could still die. Neither Bostiff or Gerse are in Beyond Death's Gateway at first. But then, learning some of the secrets of life and death, Dr. Satan brings them both back from the dead.
Is my next project going to be Dr. Satan remastered, where I don't edit too much, but just like fix the continuity and have Gerse and Bostiff only die once?
I think we have to do our tier list to actually determine what the true order should be.
Yes, I agree. But that's going to be order. But then tier list is just in terms of the quality of the story itself. So
That too.
But in the process, we can talk about how we would rearrange and subtly rework these. No, I think this is a good idea. Oh my God. Because then it might help inform what we want to do when we start playing around with this later. And yeah, I'm keeping all this in. Future Maureen, keep all this in. Let the people know. Let the people hear it.
We have a shot here at perfecting the Dr. Satan canon.
Yes.
Paul's not going to do it. He's dead.
But he might still be around if he's like Gers or Bostiff.
Yeah. Or he might be working through us to fix his stories.
That's entirely possible, too.
He might be using Dr. Satan.
meddling of Weird Tales editorials.
Yeah.
There it is. This is all Weird Tales' fault.
Yeah. Fuck you, Weird Tales.
I feel the spirit of Paul Ernst moving through me. Can I get a hallelujah?
How dare you edit the scripture?
We will become the foremost authorities and the foremost progenitors.
You don't understand. This is the King James Dr. Satan.
Oh, yes. The KGTS.
Sorry. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Behind him, Madame Sin crept closer and closer on soundless feet. Her red lips were set in a still smile. The gold-linked purse was extended a little toward Keane. Her forefinger searched for the movable bar that changed angles of the queer metal cage within. Keane's hand raised to strike. His eyes burned down at the red-clad figure of the man at his feet, who was mankind's enemy. Behind him, Madame Sin's finger found the little bar. It was not till then that Keane felt the psychic difference caused by the entrance of another into the room that had been deserted save for himself. Another person would not have felt that difference at all. But Keane had developed his psychic perceptions as ordinary men exercise and develop their biceps. I'm picturing Keane sitting in a chair, his fingers steepled together, several cups of coffee around him. He's just sitting, staring into space. Beatrice goes, Ascott, what are you going? Shh. I'm working out my psychic ability.
I'm working out my biceps.
My psychic biceps.
Everyone has to phrase it so dramatically when they try mushrooms for the first time. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I used to play bass for Psychic Biceps.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Shit. With an inarticulate cry, he whirled and leaped far to the side. The wall behind the spot where he had been disappeared as the gold-linked bag continued to point that way. The woman, snarling like a tigress, swung her bag toward Keane in his new position. But Keane was not waiting. He sprang for her. His hand got her wrist and wrenched the gold-linked purse away from her. It turned toward her, back again, toward him, and the little bar moving as her hand was constricted all over the thing in the purse. It was a woman's body he struggled with, but there was strength in the fragile flesh beyond the strength of any woman. It took all...
Shut up.
It took all his steely power in his inhumanly powerful hands to tear from her grasp the gold-linked purse with its enclosed device. As he got it, he heard the woman's shrill cry of pain and terror, felt her sag in his arms, and then he heard many voices and stared around like a sleepwalker who was waked in a spot different from that which he had begun his sleep. A comparison so exact that for one wild moment he thought it must be true. He was in a familiar room. Yes, Dr. Gray's room at the Blue Bay Hotel. The people around him were familiar. There was Guest, there was Kroner and Dr. Gray's, and Beatrice. There were two Blue Bay chief of police and two men. But the limp feminine form he held in his arms was Madame Sin, the fury he had been fighting in Chichester's library. And in his hand was still the gold-linked bag he had wrenched from her. The woman in his arms stirred. She looked blankly up at him, stared around. A cry came from her lips. Where am I? Who are you all? What are you doing in my room? But this isn't my room. Her face was different, younger looking, less exotic. She wasn't Madame Sin. She was a frightened, puzzled girl. Keane's brain had slipped back into gear and into comprehension of what had just happened. I wish I knew. Where do you think you are? He said gently. And what is your name? I'm Sylvia Crane, she said, and I'm in a New York hotel room. At least I was the last I knew. When I opened the door and the man in the red mask came in, she buried her face in her hands. After that, I don't know what happened. Nor do any of us, quavered Guest. For God's sake, Keane, give us some idea of what has happened here, if you can. Yeah, actually, Keane, I would be very helpful.
Okay, so
I'm gonna tag.
Okay, so buckle the fuck up, everyone.
Everyone shut up. I'm about to talk. It was over an hour later when Beatrice and Keane entered the door of his suite. It had taken that long to explain to the people in Dr. Gray's rooms. Even then, the explanation had been but partial, and most of it had been frenzied and stubbornly disbelieved, even though proof was there. Keane's shoulders were bowed a little, and his face wore a bitter look. He had thwarted Dr. Satan in his attempt to extort a fortune from the resort. But once more, his deadly enemy had got away from him. He had failed. Beatrice shook her head. You suck.
Keane, hold on. He had thwarted Dr. Satan in his attempt to extort a fortune from the resort. But once more, his deadly enemy had got away from him. He had failed. Also, several people died again.
10 people were dead.
Did you forget about that part, Keane? No.
No.
Because you don't care about human life.
You actually psychopath. Don't look like that. The fact that you're here alive is a miracle. It makes up for his escape. No, it doesn't. Girl, don't stop. Stop covering for him.
Don't, Pat. Don't do that to him.
Surely, come on. If you could have seen yourself and that girl when the police brought you back from Chichester's house, as soon as they sit you down in the doctor's rooms, you and the girl came together.
Oh, they were frozen in time.
Okay. Huh. You fought again for her purse, as you say you started to do in Chichester's house 10 hours ago, but you move with such horrible slowness. It was like watching a slow-motion picture. It took you hours to raise your arm, hours to take the purse from her hand, and your expression changed with equal slowness. This is actually a really, really cool scene for a screenplay.
Yeah. Once again, this is Paul Ernst doing screenplay writing.
Yeah, I really like this. I can't tell you how dreadful it was. I'll do, as I said, to this, Keane sighed. He stared at the little metal cage he had taken from the purse. The latest product of Dr. Satan's warped genius. A time diverter, I suppose you might call it. I didn't understand your explanation in Gray's rooms after you'd brought those people out of their dreadful coma, said Beatrice.
Oh,
I'll try again.
All the people who were in who were frozen are unfrozen. Keane actually saved people.
Wow.
No, sorry. One guy's heart did explode, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no. Weems is fucking dead.
But Keane hadn't gotten there by the time Wilson died, so I'm going to be fair to Keane and say that wasn't his fault.
Well, he probably took his time to get up there.
He was getting coffee from Beatrice.
Time has been likened to a river. We don't know precisely what it is, but it seems that the river's simile must be apt. Very well, we and all around us float on this river at the same speed. If there were different currents in the same river, we might have the spectacle of seeing those nearby move with lightning rapidity, or with like slowness.
Snail.
Oh, God, yeah, this scan, all the ends look like O's. It's weird.
Yeah,
Snail-like slowness, as their time environment differed from ours. Normally, there is... Paul's talking about relativity, and this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Normally, there is no such difference, but with this fantastic thing Dr. Satan has succeeded in producing them artificially. He has succeeded in working out several sets of angles which, when opposed against each other, as this geometric figure opposes them, can either speed up or slow down the time stream of whatever it is pointed at. The final angle is formed by this movable bar in its relation to the whole. By its manipulation, time can be indefinitely retarded or hastened. He utilized the bizarre creation in this way. In New York, he contacted a quite innocent party by the name of Sylvia Crane. He hypnotized her and forced his spirit into her body while hers was held in abeyance. Then Madame Sin registered here. She made acquaintance with Weems. On the roof garden, she pointed the infernal figure at him with a little bar turned to retard time. The result was that Weems suddenly lived and moved at immensely retarded speed. It took about 24 hours for his arm to raise the champagne glass to his lips, though we thought it took a second. Our actions were so swift by comparison that they didn't register on his consciousness at all. He confessed after I'd brought him out. Oh, wait, Weems is alive?
Yeah, no, I was just saying, Weems and all the people who were frozen
have been
unfrozen.
God
Wilson,
damn.
Wilson's heart exploded.
Sorry, you're right, Wilson. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Wilson is the only casualty in this story now.
Wow. Okay.
That's rare.
That's very rare. Rare form.
That's what I'm saying. Keane actually, for once, saved some people.
This is crazy. He confessed after I'd brought him out of his odd time state with the device that he seemed to raise his glass while in the roof garden and start to lower it when he found himself abruptly in Dr. Gray's bedroom. He didn't know how he got there or anything else. It was the same with the 9 in the roulette room. They came back to normal speed only a second or two after being retarded in the roulette room. But it was hours to us, and meanwhile, they seemed absolutely motionless. How on earth did you ever get a hint of such a thing as this? Said Beatrice. Weems's watch gave a pointer. It was all right, the jeweler said, but it wouldn't run. Well, it did run, but at a speed so slow that it could not be recorded. The roulette wheel was another. The ivory ball did not roll down the side of the wheel because the wheel was rotating, with infinite slowness after being retarded by the same thing.
Just stop using the word, Paul.
I mean, back then it was literally just means slow. Time retardation, flame retardants, I get it.
It's a testament to us at this point that this whole time, as sophomoric as we can be, none of us have really busted out until this point.
No, the modern usage of the word, absolutely fuck you. Back then, yes, this just means slowing. That's literal 1930s usage of the word. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But the same thing that makes the people look like frozen statues. Satan, as Madam Sin, couldn't do anything about the wheel, but he, or she, could, and thank you for respecting her pronouns, could and did take the watches from all concerned to guard against discovery that way. However, there was no chance to get Weems's watch. There were always people around. And I will pass.
You said Dr. Satan moved in the body of Chichester as he did in the girl's body. Yes, I got a hint of that when I observed that Chichester and Madam Sin never seemed to be in evidence at the same time. Also, because the exact sum of Blue Bay's cash reserve was so readily learned. Again, when Wilson was killed in a room... Okay, I already have as much of a banger as this has been, I'm going to kind of complain that things are getting over-explained here.
Oh, no, 100%.
I agree.
There is something to be said for past installments where things are kind of exposition dumps are done in chunks whilst action is happening. This one has been very unique in that, admittedly, in the first 3/5, we just had a lot of buildup. We had a lot of mystery, and it was really cool. But now we have two essentially parts that are just and here's everything that happened. Well, you could have just shortened, but I mean, word limit.
Paid by the word.
It's like the story's been edging, and now it just can't stop coming.
Gotta milk that prostate.
Also, because the exact sum of Blue Bay's cash reserve was so readily learned. Again, when Wilson was killed in a room where only the 3 officials sat, he was killed by Chichester, who is at the moment animated by Satan's soul. He's probably going to go to jail anyway.
Okay. But I was just complaining to my friends that the third, when it was floated, it was there's going to be a trial about devil possession. And I'm like, fuck the hell yes. I want to see a goddamn courtroom scene about people being possessed, a la what was it? Not The Haunting of Emily Rose. Was it that? It might have been The Haunting of Emily Rose. But the point is, I was like, yes, no, I want to see this. And the courtroom scene is 5 fucking minutes of the movie. And I was so pissed off. I want to see people make an argument for devil possession as to why they killed someone in court. I want that so bad.
Abysme, you might have to be you might have to be the person that makes that movie.
God damn it, you're probably right.
That's just the trial after someone was possessed by the devil and killed a bunch of people.
Oh,
there it is. Oh, that's so good.
That's I actually made this pitch before of a movie that's takes place after I always think about the movie Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
And how a movie that takes place after an event where the world was about to definitely be destroyed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's people dealing with like the fallout of, oh, we have to continue existing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, cool. I got maybe like 30 people pregnant last night because we all fucked and thought we were all going to die.
I've stolen 50 people's cars and I parked them in a lot to make my own private lot. I've stolen all of their driver's licenses. They know where I live, and I might need witness protection.
And if we want to get like very, very dark with it, a lot of people probably killed themselves.
Well, and this goes back to my problem with things like the Purge. Of if the Purge was a finality, that makes sense. But it's like, oh, it happens once a year and everyone goes back. No one goes back. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing. Because people would manipulate and take advantage of this the second they knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
People would fucking get nuclear launch codes and just use them.
I don't know if that's something they ever explored because I haven't seen the whole franchise, but it wasn't there's a whole like hubris thing involved where like the super very wealthy like basically set this up so the poor would kill each other instead of uniting against them.
That assumes that
So
there's
it's
not a rich person out there who's not fucking insane.
Right.
Which we know they are.
Which is inherently a flawed thing anyway. So like, that's going to bite you in the ass if that happens. So yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like to shit on like concepts. I really don't. I like to see them explored. But you can't have the Purge 2. There is no the Purge 2. I'm sorry.
There's only one Purge.
And that's it. Yeah, no, that's it. That is the finality of you. Because someone would go insane with power.
Mm-hmm.
If the argument is that we are breaking down the thin veneer of humanity, then someone with a little too much power and not a lot of humanity in them, they are going to take advantage of that. What were we talking about?
Dr. Satan.
There's a handful of listeners going, finish the fucking story.
Shut the fuck up. You all know what you signed up for.
Oh yeah, come on. It's us. We've been doing this for over a decade now.
I am like 7 drinks in, so shut up.
Holy shit.
I've been
drinking this whole time.
Dude, I have been partying for like 5 fucking hours. It's been great.
Hell yeah, man.
Who was at the moment animated by Satan's soul. He was killed, by the way, by a speeding up of time. The rest were retarded and suffered nothing but nerve shock. Wilson was killed when the speed of his time stream was multiplied by 1,000,000.
Oh, what?
Jesus Christ. Whoo!
It's like if someone gets the Speed Force, but their body isn't prepared for it in the DC universe, and their heart just fucking explodes.
Like, and I want to say that was explored at some point in like some random one-off DC thing, but yeah.
Holy shit.
You can stop a heart without injuring it, but you can't suddenly accelerate a heart or any... I'm sorry, 1 second. You can stop a heart without injuring it. No, you can't.
No, that's called cardiac arrest. And no, you can't.
Sorry to think about this a little harder than you did, Paul, but nope. No.
I know we talk about heart skipping a beat, but you can't literally stop a heart.
But you can't suddenly accelerate a heart or any other machine 1,000,000 times without bursting it. That's why his heart looked as though it had blown up in his chest.
Cool.
Keane stopped. The bitter look grew in his eyes. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh no! Keane's heart grew 3 times that day.
Oh, Jesus! This is a finale!
Oh my god.
Okay. This failure was wholly my own fault, he said in a low tone.
Oh. Faith in humanity partially restored.
Did Keane just have a character arc?
Keane just had a moment of humanity.
I knew when I found the duplicate financial statement in Madame Sin's rooms that it was a trap to draw me to Chichester's home. Dr. Satan would never have been so careless as to leave a thing like that behind inadvertently. Knowing it was a trap, I sent Beatrice.
I called the cops.
Wait, hold on. He did tell Beatrice to go to Chichester's house, didn't he?
In 2 hours if he hadn't returned. In 2 hours if he hadn't returned.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Still. Dr. Satan would never have been so careless. Knowing it was a trap, I entered it and found Satan's soulless body. If I'd destroyed it immediately. But I didn't dream that Madame Sin would follow me so quickly.
I didn't think women were fast.
And here it is, folks. The final tag.
Okay. Oh boy. Let me see if I can do this last bit.
Send us home.
Beatrice's hand touched Keane's fleetingly. He was looking at the geometric figure and did not see the look in her eyes. The world can thank heaven you're alive, she said softly. With you dead, Dr. Satan could rule the earth. There was a knock at the door. Guest was in the hall. Keane, he said, I suppose this will sound like a small thing here after all you've done. You saved us from bankruptcy and saved Lord knows how many people from a living death from that time business you tried to explain to us.
10 people.
Now there's one more thing. Workmen in Chichester's home tell us that they can't build up one of the walls in the library, which is non-existent for some reason. Then there the room is, with one wall out, and it can't be blocked up. Do you suppose you... Keane nodded, with a little bit of his bitterness relieved by a smile. I remember. The time diverter was pointed at that wall for an instant as the girl and I struggled. Evidently, it was set for maximum acceleration, to burst my heart as it did Wilson's. It got the library wall, which is gone because... And that point in the future, which is almost instantly reached, there is no library or home or anything else in that spot. Ah, okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'll bring it back to the present and to existence again, so you don't have to the physical impossibility to try and explain to nervous guests of Blue Bay Resort. And after that, he added to himself, I'll destroy this invention of hell. And I wish its destruction would annihilate its inventor along with it, before he contrives some new and even more terrible toy.
But he wouldn't.
And that's it.
Dr. Satan actually went ahead into the future because he apparently could open a pathway, through time. And
the struggle continues.
What? If we're dealing with time, well, he can't go back in time, right? He can't reverse time.
No,
right?
He can slow it down. It's a bit poorly described and explained by Paul here, because it is contemplating speeding things up to travel in the future, but not expecting that slowing things down allows you to go into the past.
Right.
So it contemplates the present and the future, but not the past.
Okay, well, because I was going to say, if this were more of a time travel thing, he could have used the device to bring Gers and Bostiff back from the dead.
Bostiff didn't die in this episode.
Bostiff did not die!
Bostiff lives.
Hashtag Bostiff lives!
Bostiff lives.
Hold on. What did Bostiff do?
He was present.
He did literally nothing.
Paul had to say something, and he did. And he just said Bostiff was there.
We don't know how long Dr. Satan has had this device.
True.
So maybe when Bostiff was trapped in the blue egg goo, Dr. Satan froze him.
Oh.
Wait.
Maybe he did
that
to himself.
Not used this multiple times through other... because so many of these end with how the Dr. Satan got out of that. He could just slow down time.
This could be a thing Dr. Satan has had this whole time.
That would make this a great ultimate story, is if Dr. Keane finally destroys this device that Dr. Satan's been using almost the entire series.
So,
it would look like Gers had been killed earlier, but really,
because he was unmoving. But really, Dr. Satan had preserved him to get that shit off of him and then just bring him back.
And this whole series has been predicated on this sort of almost academic rivalry between Dr. Satan and Keane of who knows more weird occult shit. And in reality, Dr. Satan has had a one-up on Keane this entire time because Keane's a bitch and doesn't know what he's doing.
Well,
and Dr. Satan has been trouncing him the entire time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the first time they ever met, they basically tried to have basically a T-pose fight where they were sending spiritual energy at each other, which was
That makes Dr. Satan, who admittedly, like outwardly, is flamboyant and braggadocious of I'm dressed as Satan. Fuck you. But he's been hiding on up his sleeve the entire time the ability of time manipulation. Because he knows that Keane would be like, oh, an intellectual rival, and I can also do Egyptian fire, and none of it fucking matters because Dr. Satan can control time.
If that's my headcanon. That's what I'm accepting that he's just had this at least most of the series. I'm
gonna go back and do a bunch of fucking reading and figure out the justification for how Gers could not be saved a second time.
Well, the first time Gers died, it was because he was blasted with lightning. And the second time was because Dr. Satan or Ascott basically made a voodoo doll of Gers.
And because it was a voodoo doll, like, Satan couldn't see where the attack was, like, coming from?
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Paul made the correct decision to end the last installment on time powers because there is nowhere to go. Like we've been talking about, you went to the afterlife, but as a literary device, time powers trump everything. After that, you have nowhere to go. And he did it.
And you know what the best part is? Keane didn't win.
No, he
Dr.
admitted
Satan
defeat.
got away. With the real main character, the character we actually care about, escaped to continue tormenting the 1%.
Holy shit.
Also, Keane has this device now and is apparently just going to break it.
Because he's an idiot.
But that's what Dr. Satan would probably be counting on, too.
I can make another one. Fuck you.
I still don't know what purpose Bostiff was going to serve at all in this story. He was just there, got yelled at one point, but whatever.
We have to have Bostiff in the story, whatever.
We didn't have to, though. That's the thing. Bostiff could have stayed dead, but now leaning onto this
when Bostiff isn't on screen, the crowd needs to be wondering, where's Bostiff?
Bostiff died on the way back to his home planet.
I'm beside myself with this last entry. I did not expect this.
This was really good.
Holy shit.
This was very enjoyable.
A little heavy on exposition towards the end, but other than that.
Well, the one thing I respect is understanding what killed Wilson. I think.
What's crazy to me is just how bittersweet and somber it is. There's such an animus of like, I saved everyone. Yeah, he got away. And like time manipulation, but like there's such weird self-reflection and introspection by Keane that it's like this weird eureka moment for him where he's actually looking at himself as a person in the scheme of all this. And Dr. Satan isn't even there to mock him. There's no final send-off. There's no fuck you, Keane. Like, he's just not even there. And Keane has to sit with his own thoughts.
But
we talk about Bostiff not being very present. Dr. Satan doesn't do a whole hell of a lot in this story.
Not here. Although he is here, but ostensibly not.
But hold on. This is great, though. This is great. I'm going back a little earlier, and we talked about this first part. Remember when they're all talking about who the fuck is Ascott Keane?
Yeah.
Chichester was part of that conversation, and Chichester's the one who's like, I still say that was a stupid move. Ascott Keane, who is he anyhow? That was Dr. Satan.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
He's the one saying, he's a rich man's son, a loafer, a dilettante. We should contact Dr. Satan as soon as Reams was stricken. That was Chichester who said that.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, it hurts. Because, man.
Wow.
I know we're going to do the rankings live on a stream or some shit soon, but like.
Sure.
This might have just jumped to the top.
I mean, for me, it's Beyond Death's Gateway as S tier, probably also with the first one, but this may compete for that spot. It's at least A for me.
We can they can put several in different tiers. We just got to figure out where they all go.
Sure.
But no, this is easily, in my opinion, either a high A or a proper S tier story. Because again, I'm looking back and I'm like, yeah, it's anytime the three of them are making fun of of Keane, yeah, it's Chichester.
Not to mention that Dr. Satan could possess anyone.
That's true. And that's never explained how he can do that. That's just his occult powers.
Yeah. No. And again, like, this is unlike every other installment. Keane can't match Dr. Satan's prowess. He can't say, I know how Dr. Satan did it. It's this strange arcane formula that I also, he's playing catch up the entire time.
It's actual detective work. Keane is actually having to be a detective in this one.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why did it take this long for it to feel like this?
It does some genuinely, like, I love the, like, trippy supernatural shit at Death's Gateway, but there's so much genuinely, like, narratively clever things happening in this story.
Yeah. Wow.
I can't even give this a freshness rating. This is certified fresh.
This is
for being from 1936. This is certified fresh. It's been preserved very well.
Yeah. And looking back on all of this, and we've said it in other places, of course, but it's hard not to look at all of the antics in these stories and not just seeing them borrowed from, even if, unintentionally, from other things. Like, we've made comparisons to Batman, Back to the Future, all sorts of other media. This has been so beyond its time. And it's this silly pulp novel run in Weird Tales, but it is just so profound, even in its absurdity. And it's been an amazing ride to read all of it.
I'm so glad we've all done this, and
it. Thank you, r/pulp, for putting up this stupid ass cover that in the middle of Alan and I watching Kazam.
I'm so glad we have audio of you showing me that for, like, the
first time. This has been the most, like, random shit. Like, the stars aligned for this.
It's almost like Dr. Satan set this up for us.
It's been a year and a half of content.
So, if we're not going to do proper freshness ratings, fuck, marry, kill.
Ooh.
Beatrice, Dr. Satan, Madam Sin.
Oh, this. I'm going to marry Beatrice because she is a dependable partner. I'm going to... Oh, fuck, man. You can't make me choose between those two. I don't know. We've only seen Madam Sin for one installment, so I don't have enough of a read on her.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Dr. Satan.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that the only reason Madam Sin is there is if I picked Keane as the third option, the answer's too obvious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
I think it's going to it's going to have to be kill Madam Sin, because I'm putting an innocent woman out of her misery of being hypnotized. And then it's fuck Dr. Satan, because
how very Ascott Keane of you.
and then it's fuck Dr. Satan, the man who hypnotized her.
I'm a simple person, all right? I make no apologies.
I'm not gonna disagree with your choice. I think that's the right call.
No, I'm actually with you there. Beatrice is precious. I will protect her at all costs.
Yeah.
Beatrice deserves
everything.
To be treated right.
Beatrice deserves to. I mean, in my headcanon, like, Keane, especially given what we just read, Keane, like, has a crisis of conscience and just goes, I'm not a good person. What have I done? Like, this has illuminated so many things about myself. I'm gonna, like, hang up my hat. Beatrice, I've taught you everything I know. You continue on without me. And then Beatrice, basically actually tries to go after Dr. Satan. And, and I'm not saying that's how we're going to write it or whatever, but that's just my headcanon as of this moment.
That's so good. Remind me. We're gonna need to talk about some of our ideas later, but
we have so much to talk about. So many casting decisions.
All of that and then some. The sky's the limit here. Paul has given us an incredible gift, and
I wish Paul were alive because I would absolutely love to pick his brain of what was your vision for this? Like, obviously, I can infer as to what your influences were, but what's like the universe you're envisioning here? Mm-hmm. Like, these characters, where did they come from? Where do you think they're going?
Get your wish. It's me, Paul Ernst.
Hi, Paul.
How you boys doing?
Pretty good, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Do you ever been to a Turkish bath before?
I have. Hey, you guys read my stories. Did you pick up on all the gay subtext?
We did, Paul, and I wish you were a bit more honest about it because it feels a bit like you're kind of burying the lead.
I mean, it was frowned upon back then.
Nah, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, this is a huge honor, Paul. I mean, how's the afterlife treating you?
You just float in a void, and occasionally Keane comes and yells at you.
Oh, that's you. Wait, you mean your own character comes and yells at you in the afterlife?
Yes. This was all real.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, Paul. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's the worst. Anyway, bye.
Oh no!
Okay,
but wait,
Paul.
Paul. Oh man, now he's gone. I was going to ask him if he wanted to read the next chapter we're going to embark on with UCA, which is reading "Werewolf of the Sahara" by Gigi Pendarvis.
I mean, the artwork's pretty sick.
It is pretty cool.
Although I did read the summary and I went, ugh.
Also, sorry guys, I stepped out for a moment. Anything happen?
Nothing much. No.
Yeah. Hey. How am I supposed to do the Patreon plug when that was perfect?
Oh, fuck the Patreon plug. This is the ending of Dr. Satan.
Okay.
Good evening, intrepid listeners. This is the Pasta Shade, the host of Midnight Marinara, and this podcast is part of CreativeHorror.com, a network of podcasts and creators working together to build a constructive community of horror fans. For more content like this, visit us at CreativeHorror.com.
Buckle the fuck up, motherfuckers. I'm in the letters section.
Oh, shit.
My new favorite segment.
Welcome. I'm going to read the title of the letter so you can all see why I got excited. It is called Satan's Sub-Villain.
What?
Robert W. Lowndes of Canaan, Connecticut writes, "It is almost with trepidation that one picks up the June issue. The April and May numbers were so excellent in every respect, a letdown seems almost inevitable. If the illustrations are in any way indicative of the stories themselves, then one's fears can be laid. They are splendid. There is one complaint, though, the lettering on the cover." Okay, I'm skipping a bunch of this.
Blah, blah, blah.
He complains about the lettering on the cover of Weird Tales. But the May cover... Allow me to pan Mr. Paul Ernst before going any farther for his remarkable sub-villain, Gurse. Of course, it is not uncommon for Weird Tales characters to die several times before making their final exit, but this one had a truly unique demise. He was utterly consumed in the consuming flame, quite appropriately, and Satan vowed vengeance. The doctor must have found enough remnants of his departed henchman to revive him, because Gurse is well and healthy and horror insured until Keane again sends him to a fiery doom. And again, Dr. Satan vows vengeance. I looked for Gurse to appear in the Devil's Double, but evidently, Satan decided that Gurse was too vulnerable for further resurrections. Perhaps Bostiff, now dead for the first time, can outdo Gurse's record. This letter ends on the best possible sentence. Outside of this one amusing boner, the series have been fine.
Cut to Jameson tapes. Fine.
So,
Paul, you just got your shit kicked in.
Paul, you just got read to filth.
Oh, goddamn.
Oh,
The library is open.
Oh, it's that made me so happy.
From beyond the grave.
No wonder Dr. Satan's stories ended. This guy just killed Paul Ernst.
we finally learned how Paul Ernst died.